guys, it's Casey is Wrong, and this is Video Game Hunt, episode 53, part Christ. We're heading off to Bartlesville, Oklahoma. So what I'm going to do is, I think it'd be cool if you guys see the country area, and I can talk what's going on and other stuff. So, yeah, so let's start going to the road view. And we're back. And I'm actually crossing right now to my right. There's actually some soccer fields you can kind of see on the camera. There's a billion soccer fields now. There used to be a billion baseball fields, but apparently people are more, I guess these kids are getting more into soccer now. They hate to get off, but I'm gonna need to get gas eventually. I think I'll be okay once I get into Bartlesville, so I'll be okay. Especially if I switch it to cruise control. But, yeah, I got up about noon today. Did a couple things for my mom, and then I was trying to reach my buddy Scott. But, he's probably still working, or he's maybe asleep, or just, for some reason, trying to call him on his phone, it's hard nowadays. So, but it's no biggie. I mean, he doesn't have to come with me every time. It's not like he has to. I mean, my ex-girlfriend likes going to do these with me as well, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to be on camera. You know, some people doesn't, you know. And I know for sure she told me a couple times she didn't want to be on camera. But, yeah. So, yeah, we're heading towards Bartlesville. And there's two good stores in there. There's a chain called Game Exchange. They pretty much used to be in my area, but Vintage Stock pretty much ran them out of town. Because, shoot, we got like 4 Vintage Stocks and quick and pretty, not so close, but they're close enough that I can hit a couple or even hit all of them in a day inside like 3 hours, if give or take around there. But Owasso, I got a lot of family there. But Wausau is pretty much almost like my second home. Well, not second hometown. Let's just say that. Or my third. But, and right behind that, I would have to say the township I was living in Pennsylvania, called Lehighton, Pennsylvania. Shoot, we were living there for like 6-7 years before. Oh my gosh, look at this coming up. Look at this cool car coming up. Wow, that's pretty awesome. And I don't see why people just suddenly stopped. They're like slowed down and was braking. Like, what the hell's going on? But I see why now. But yeah. I was living in Lehighton, Pennsylvania, probably, gosh, at least 6-7 years. I think, yeah, about 7 years. I think 2009 is when we first moved into that apartment. And I believe it was 2016 when we finally decided to move out of that apartment because, well, me and my wife and my brother-in-law, we were all kind of outgrew that apartment. That apartment, oh my goodness gracious, had, like, when we first got in there, it was just my wife's bedroom set, the futon she bought for the living room, no coffee table at the time, and we had a cheapo entertainment center that we used for a while, so we can put like our TV and game consoles, and I used to put all my games in the closet. But when my brother-in-law came to live with us, I had to give up the closet so he can have something to put his clothes. So, that's when I started just displaying my games more often. I kind of like to it's cool to have them displayed, but it's also like, I wish I could, like, when I don't want people to see it, I wish I could just cover it up, and then, oh my, someone's having a funeral going on. I was seeing a bunch of these cars, but it was at a cemetery, so someone's having a funeral today. But yeah, sometimes I wish I could display it, and when I don't want to show it off, I wish I could just close it off and no one can easily go by it. Like, even with my ex-girlfriend, I think it took a little bit. I think it was a few dates before I even showed her the room. Because I was like, I didn't know how she's going to take it to it. Some girls are like, oh, you play video games? Or you collect video games? And they'll be like, you know, it's a big thing. It's kind of like if there was one ex-girlfriend, hated when I talk about wrestling. So I was like, alright, we'll see how she takes looking at the collection. And so she actually took it very well. Now she knows I was a huge collector. But, and she knows it's a hobby, what I do, so. But, oh, I sure got gas here. It's $2.98. It's probably the cheapest gas I've seen in a while. Oh, gosh. I see a billboard sign. Apparently, they were just too lazy to put something that, like, repost the new one. And there was a huge storm torn huge chunks of the sign off, where it was just pretty much like a tarp. You guys probably didn't see it. I'm not exactly sure, but this is probably what most people think what Oklahoma looks like is a bunch of fields, and a lot of people say it's flat. I mean, it's flat in some areas, but to the left you can kind of see there's hills, but it goes beyond that, and there's more like hills everywhere. But this, yeah, they're gonna have the country-looking area everywhere in the United States. Not just this. Like I said, this is what people think what Oklahoma looks like. But I'm pretty sure they're shocked to see paved roads or a cell phone tower like right there. But you go to the city, I mean, once you get into town, it's going to look like this for like 20 miles before you'll ever see any other buildings anywhere. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here. And when I get to the game exchange, we'll go from there. Or I might even show you some what Bartlesville looks like. So I'll see you guys in a few. Now we're entering the area. Like, we're still not entering Bartlesville. We're damn close. I don't know. Maybe this is just the outskirts of Bartlesville. But this is what I think of Oklahoma, is just a bunch of businesses everywhere. I don't think of just, farmlands. You know what sucked? In the city, we had a McDonald's that was the old school look version. If you ever watched The Founder movie with Michael Keaton, the one in Tulsa, it looked like it was still made from the 50s. And it sucked because when I came back to Oklahoma, they redone it to fit as a modern McDonald's. Like, fuck! Like, keep it as it is. It's awesome. They even had like a real classic car inside that you could sit in and dine. Or it could have been just a classic car just sitting there. And it had the arches, the single arching on it. That's what sucks about, instead of like, hey, let's keep it as it is. Let's be different from the other McDonald's, but you know what? I see rib crib. And the ex-girlfriend, she brought some rib crib over one day, and it was actually extremely good. I don't remember having it before, and I might have, but it was really good. All the meat that she brought over, I think we snacked on that meat for a couple days. Probably made a couple sandwiches out of them. We got a Sonic right there coming up. And there's a crane place right over here. United Rentals. I know that means nothing. I remember back when I moved up in Pennsylvania, when there was like only one or two Sonics, and my late wife, she was like huge fan of Sonic. She would always stop there and get something from Sonic. Now there are Sonics everywhere. I mean, yeah, I live in the homeland of Sonic. But I don't like how you go in and you park and you wait forever. I prefer just going through the drive-thru and get your shit and go. They're doing a lot of work. They must have done this more recently because Game Time. Interesting. Oh, Game Time Pizza. I thought it was another game store. It's like, yes, another game store, but no, it says Game Time Pizza. I'm like, shoot. That reminds me of I used to watch football, then order a couple pizzas, or maybe just one pizza from CC's. Go get it, and hopefully get back to the house before halftime was over. And I think CC's Pizza is okay. Not the greatest, but if you're gonna pig out and we're getting close to the area. Now we're really getting inside Bartlesville. I think I'll gas up. Ooh, $2.93, 5 cents cheaper down here. I do have a gift card that I could use to fill up. But there's water tanks that down to the left. You can kind of see them. There's 3 of them. There says hot, warm, and cold, and they're in the old English font. I'm like, I don't know why they did that, but it'd be interesting. Like, you just get in there and like if you just took a swim in there. It's like, I guess I would love to be in the one that's warm. Oh, that's right. Walmart is over here because Murphy's part of Walmart. So I'm going to gas up and I'll be right back. Alright guys, got games changed. I was quite disappointed. You go in there, it was actually in shambles. I mean, they got shit everywhere. And, yeah, it was just in shambles. They didn't have anything new, quite frankly. Well, the only thing they had cool that was in there was a few Intellivision games in their boxes, and they're wanting $5 a piece, where I got them like cheaper than that before. And honestly, I need to go and make some updated pictures of the collection, because if I look through it now and it's like, oh, I don't have this one, oh, I don't have that one, it would be harder to gauge. So I don't know. I might try it, especially if this next one is a bust. They do have, what I've been keeping an eye on is that they have Atari paddles, controllers in their box, but they have it for $15. Like, dude, God, do I really want to pay $15 for that? So, I'm thinking about it. I might have, like I said, if this is the bus at the next store, I'll probably go back and search for those games on my pictures. So maybe I'll get a few of them. If not, I'm going to have to resort to checking out the flea markets again. But it's been like a week since I went to the flea market. But now I'm going to B Villains. You could easily just go past it and not even know there's a video game store over here. The only reason I knew it's here is because, I used my phone as the nearest video game store, and it located over here. It does says B villains in games and movies, but if you're gonna go buy it and you see this really old strip, I guess you could call strip mall, you're gonna think I was like, and probably nothing, but it looks like shit, but it's actually, go inside, it's a pretty good small place though. So I'm gonna go check it out. Well, guys, I just got B villains, and didn't really see anything. That's why I take a little time, like I would take like a month or so before I come down here, because they did have Earthbound, but the guy, good guy that was behind the counter had no complaints about him at all. But the thing, I was like, he showed Earthbound for $300. I was like, he's like, it's $70 off from what it's asking right now. I'm like, yeah. I want to tell him, it's like, well, it was going for $2. Actually, before the pandemic, it actually dropped down to $150. And then I was like, you know what? I'm a buyer at $150. Because I can get some trades and take down some of that value, so I don't have to pay a bunch of cash. But yeah, right now Earthbound's like going for $400 on eBay. So I'm like, no, thank you. But good guy. We chatted for a little while. I didn't see anything I had to get. I was thinking about going back to Game Exchange and probably pick up a couple of those television games in their boxes. And I looked, I really squeezed so much of those game boxes as it is that I really don't have any more room for that right now. So kind of like right now, I'm going to put halt on that. It's kind of like I love collecting the video game, the NES games in their boxes. I was on a, I was all about NES games in their boxes for a long time. Now I build the whole shelf, and it's just that, pretty much, by itself. That now I'm just sneaking spots in there. It's like, okay, right now I'm just waiting for something big time before I buy any more of those boxes. I love them. Love to keep adding more to it, obviously. I saw something that was kind of maybe cool to go to, but I'm probably going to get something to eat. I hadn't eaten anything yet. And, this guy's not going to let me in. He's going to be a prick. Fucking asshole. But, yeah, I hadn't ate anything, so probably stop and get something to eat real quick. Not exactly sure. Probably most likely Mickey D's. Just something quick and easy. I can reschedule what I'm going to do. Because, nothing really else to do. I would go back in, but I was like, screw it. Plus, I don't feel like paying $15 for a box paddle controllers. Screw that shit. You know what? Do I want to? Let's just keep going for a little bit. And then I'll stop and get something to eat. We'll see what's coming up. I'm not going to go back to Pryor or even Claremore. There's no reason to go there because I was up there last week or so. There's no point. I could go to the Wausau and check out their vintage stock, but usually you don't find shit there, and it'd be a lot further travel than I want to, so no, I'm thinking I'm gonna go probably hit up the flea market. Just to see, I still got a couple hours before most of these places start to close. It'd been nice to have Scotty with me, but it's okay. It's alright. I'll let it go this time, Scott. If you don't come next time, we're done. I'm kidding. So, yeah. So I'm going to let you guys go for now. If I see something cool, I'll come back and... Sorry there wasn't a lot of pictures to show because really there wasn't anything new to show. I mean, I'd love to show you new inside footage, but there's really nothing new. I mean, I got one picture at Game Exchange of those in television games. So, yep. Yepers. So, I'm gonna probably get something to eat, and I'll get back with you guys, hopefully. So, talk to you later. You got the Chips toys right here. I used to love Chips. A little bit bubbly from AEW and Chris Jericho. The Superpower Superman looks like artwork. Super Mario Brothers watch. Castle Grayskull. I found this Star Wars plate. Pretty cool. Sells some camels, like a camera and a couple pieces of glass. Those sink and countertop I had when I was a child. That 7-Up ice machine looks awesome. And then you got, Donald Rumsfeld? No, Rumsfeld. Oh, that Dr. Pepper clock is badass. And then the Britney Spears doll with the red jumpsuit. Well, guys, I just got out of the flea market and didn't see anything really new. I mean, they still have the $80 Indiana Jones Jr. for the NES that I've been keeping an eye on, that I'm thinking about popping on it, but as anything else, I think I did notice one other thing, but really, what's cool, they got a whole stack of VIC-20s games, and I thought I might be able to play those on my Commodore 64, but apparently I do not have that option. So the reason I'm showing you guys this to show you a little cool, I kind of like these old signs, like right here, the Desert Hill Motel. I like those old signs like that. But this is pretty much the real ghetto area, it gets bad, especially if you turn left and go 1 mile over and then go further down, it gets really bad. But yeah, I'm gonna probably check out one other place. I'm pretty much about wrapping up for the day. I hadn't got anything. Still waiting for that. I guess how it's kind of making up for yesterday. I found a bunch of good stuff yesterday that today I'm striking out. But it's okay. I found a bunch of cool stuff yesterday. It's good just to get out every once in a while, from not only from the house, but also get away from the workplace. You know, just me doing my own thing. Look at that Wonder Bread. It says Hostess and Cakes. I don't know if there's other Wonder Bread factories, but look at that right there. Got a skating ring right here. You don't see a lot of skating rings in no more. I remember I used to go to skating rinks all the time. But, seems like they're few and far between nowadays. Figure I'd go this direction. No, actually, you gotta go down this way for a few streets, probably 8 miles, give or take. 8 miles! And then turn right. You go to the next one, into what's called Jinx, Oklahoma, where it has one of the toy stores that actually has a bunch of video games. I hadn't been there for a little bit, so I figured why not. And coming up, there's a old Mexican restaurant. You know what? I might just turn over just to you guys check this place. Real quick. Just drive by it. Can't have an intersection without a McDonald's, obviously. I can't complain. I mean, I had to get something to eat. And I got something. When I was in Bartlesville, I found a Mickey D's to eat. Get something quick so I can not have this headache no more. But trying to wait. I just put it on pause for a second because I didn't want to just recording just dead air and waiting for this freaking intersection to continue. But I'm gonna move into here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about if I can get into it. This restaurant used to be, I think it used to be called oh God, I'm trying to think it was called Casa Bonita, something like that. We used to go to it all the time. It's this pink looking place. I took a picture of this place when I used to go over here. Now it just says restaurant and bar right here. But I don't even think it's even open no more. Yeah, I think it's Casa Bonita, something like that. I think I remember you go in there, I think they even have like little rooms you can go in that has like something for children. I think I remember that. It's kind of like almost like Chuck E. Cheese. But it's been abandoned now. posted no trespassing. I figured I'd take a shot over here. You know, there's some people over here with mini bikes. It's whatever. And you know, I think they're trespassing, but I think they're talking mostly people going inside. I just want to show you guys that real quick, because I remember going there long time ago. And then there's a restaurant lounge called Miami Nights. Then it says Cuban. I'm like, okay, is it Miami or is it Cuban? What the fuck is this? Come on, jerk off. Move it or lose it. Those easy ponds, those are just really shady places to go for. Check stuff out. I did it before at the one street I just came off. And they hadn't, when I first came back to Oklahoma, they had an Xbox One console for sale, and I think it was like $200 with that, or it could have been $100, but it didn't have no controller and no of the cords. It's like, no thank you. And I especially don't trust the pawn shop, like I shout out all the time for the Pennsylvania stores. Those are a diamond in the rough, because they are an awesome pawn shop, and that is the Easton Exchange and Nazareth Exchange. Those were the diamond in the rough. The other pawn shops I've been to, it's nowhere near what they were. I mean, go in, like there's one close to my old job, and they didn't even recognize you coming in or ask you if you need anything, and you're looking around, maybe I want to ask for something, and they'll be like, oh, but they're too busy, chatting. Sometimes I want to be left alone, but I also don't. I like being left alone, but I also don't like if I show up and you don't say a damn word to me. At least say, hey, welcome, and if you need anything, just holler. That's all I really need. Don't fucking seem like you're gonna stalk the shit out of me while I'm looking around, because you're gonna make me nervous and feel like I want to get out of there. I wouldn't say that kid I went to today at B Villains did that. We were just chatting. He was cool. Maybe it distracted me a little bit, but he was a cool guy. No complaints. Still an awesome shop. Highly suggest people check it out if you're in the Oklahoma area. But, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do right now. I'm just a little bored. Oh, shit. I got to get in this lane. Like I said, I'm thinking about going to Jinx. I remember my high school team would play Jinx and a team called Union. Those two was always the two teams who would always win the Oklahoma high school football championship every year. And you swear there's gotta be something up, like maybe the kids are on roids, or they were buying their kids, because they're always every year win the championships. Well, my high school would always lose to them. And there was one year when I was way out of high school, and they went to the championship and they got annihilated from Union. Union. I'm trying to remember that song. I was singing the Nation of Domination song. But I'm gonna cut it here. Well, hold on. Well, you guys seen this area before. I traveled. Talk about my ex-girlfriend. She went to this nursing school place over here. And I have another ex-girlfriend used to go to this bar called Last Call. And I went there a couple times with her. But, I got an interesting story about that. Well, actually, you know what? I feel it was more in confidence. I really shouldn't bring it up. It was a bullshit situation she got caught in. But luckily, nothing came to her about anything, so she could have got in trouble, but it was a bullshit situation. Let's just say that for her. And I'm glad she didn't have to I'm happy she didn't get in trouble. Let's just say that. But, you guys already... Oh my god, I literally just saw the guy on a motorcycle with a fucking mask on. I love it how people, like, I can understand you go from one store and you're driving around the corner to get to another store, you're wearing your mask. Okay, whatever, that's okay. But if you're making the travel and you're sitting in your own car with a mask on and you're by yourself, like, that's just dumb. What, are you going to catch the virus from yourself? But I'm gonna cut it here, and I'll catch you guys when I get the Jinx. Alright guys, well, I'm heading back, so, it was a strikeout, but, you know, yesterday was really good, so it's okay. I mean, the only thing I did is really was lost gas. It was fun just to sometimes being on the road and being by myself or even with a buddy of mine. I mean, it's just great to just listen to something, just enjoying the road. Sometimes it's just peaceful, if you ask me. Even though there's a few times I freak out when there's an idiot on the road. But I did catch a couple pictures that I will put before this. And one of the cooler things I saw at the toy store was they actually had a bottle of the bubbly from Chris Jericho and AEW. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.